see us on the YouTubes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did it.
What'd we do? What did we do? What?
It's complete.
Ugh.
The Earth is saved.
Okay.
This is going to be the quickest Filthy Americans ever.
Okay. We're good. And there we go. Bye, everybody.
You don't even need to know who we are. Who are we?
Who are you?
Young maiden. What brings you
Me?
to this? What brings you to this place?
Insanity. I think it is. I think that's how it all started, right?
Yeah, that's where we will all end up. I am afraid. we're like past the Schwarzschild radius. Like no matter what we do, there's no escape.
Some are a little further ahead of us than.
Thankfully.
So we're it's like the bear kind of thing. You just need to be faster than the slowest person.
Or zombies.
So exactly. So just all we have to do is be less crazy than the craziest among us. Well, there we go.
Which should be easy.
You'd think.
But it isn't. I'm Mikey Famine. I'm a producer and a daddy and a smartass. How about you, young lady? Who are you?
I'm Brenna, and I don't know why I'm here. I just showed up one day, and they took me in.
I got a link. I got this random text, and I clicked it.
Bunch of dudes were like texting me, and this was like the first time it wasn't like, "Hey, beautiful."
Hey, morning. Beautiful.
I like your profile
morning,
picture.
Beautiful. You know what? Now that I'm married, you know what my wife hates being told? Good fucking morning. That means it's fucking morning.
Yeah.
What the hell's so good about it?
It keeps going. You know what? When you think it's done, it just comes back.
As soon as you start having fun.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I have to go to sleep, and then I have to wake up, and then I have to do things, and then
all the stuff and things.
Yeah.
The soundboard is back.
Pretty soon we're gonna become this country.
There you go.
And there's some classics. I don't know if there's too much that's been added. Oh, this is mandatory, obligatory for every show. Thanks, Tim.
And they were coming right on top of me, and within about 3 or 4 seconds, I was covered with bodies.
Oh, you know what? I should bleep out the bodies.
You should. And then it's just left to the imagination.
That's what I'll do. I'll just bleep out the. Or here we go.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
Oh, jeez.
Cinema Gold.
Oh.
But
sorry,
still
and that
there.
I have made mistakes.
Still there, not going anywhere.
So good. It's so good. That soundbite has lasted longer than Liz Truss.
My audio file has had a longer tenure than she did. That's embarrassing. Lizzie.
Let us, Liz.
Lizard breath. Hello, Vic Striker in the chat. How are you, sir? We're just gonna be we're just introducing ourselves. My name's Mikey Famine, and this is my esteemed, humble co-host, Madam Phoenix herself. We call her Brenna, and she's
from time to time, yes.
She unfortunately is my friend today. We're gonna start off with money. The thing that no one cares about at all.
We're not supposed to talk about money.
We're not supposed to talk about Bruno.
Well, that too. But we talk about Bruno all the time because we're not supposed to talk to him.
So wid.world/country/USA/. Everyone, you can go to that. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell you the income equality in the USA from 1820 all the way up to 2022. Let's zoom in, shall we?
Oh no.
Oh, wait. I want to go back. I want to go back to you. I want to go back to you because I want a prediction. How bad not is it bad? How bad do you think it is?
Like numbers are we looking at? Like
I was too vague. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
There will be two groups.
Okay.
There will be a top 1% and then everybody else. How much of the wealth do you think the top 1% has, and how much do you think the bottom 50% has?
I'm going to go with top 1% has 75% of the wealth.
Okay, 75 for Brenda. If you're keeping track at home there, feel free to type in your thing. You weren't far off, but it's not great.
Okay.
Let me zoom in here. Let me get tight on this graph.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at
it's
this
like
sliding
interactive.
Look at this sliding table. They did a fantastic job building this.
Ooh.
So it says here in 2020,
Okay.
the bottom 50% had 10.2% of the wealth.
Ooh.
The top 1% had 18.6%. Oh, no. That's wrong. Yeah, no. That was right. I thought
Okay,
I thought the
yeah.
red dots got inverted, but no, that was right. It flipped over for me. So
Yes.
yeah. And then that was 2020. In 2022, the bottom 50% of Americans own 10% of the wealth in this country. And the top 1% owned just about 21% of the wealth.
Wow.
So 50% of us equaled 10% of the actual, when you add up if you add up all the bank accounts, all the property, all the everything.
Wow.
I never really even thought of, like, it scales, but you never, damn.
This
is why we broke.
And this is the US. This is not the world that they're looking at. We're looking
Right.
specifically. Oh my God.
In other countries, they might have different sorts of data just because their tracking doesn't have. This is our thing, so it's the World Inequality Database.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of data. Like some other countries might have had wars and other things going on, so they might have a lot of lapses. We have pretty good data on all of our stuff, so that's
Well, and
shocking.
and you said between 2020 and 2022, the wealthier got wealthy by about what, 2%? You said.
Yep.
That's COVID years.
Yeah.
And that's when the Trump tax cuts started. So
there you go, people.
Tax cuts don't make poor people wealthier. They make wealthy people even more wealthier. So let's
Brenna,
say that again.
Brenna, how could you say that? Let me zoom in.
Tax
really.
Cuts
Let me.
for the wealthy don't make poor people wealthier.
Brenna, that's factually untrue. Look, 2020, they had 10.2. 2021, 10.3. 2022, 10.4. Don't look at the blue number, okay? That's not your fucking number. Mind your own fucking business.
Don't look at the other number rising at a much larger and faster rate.
I mean, we just went from 18.6, so it went up almost a full 2 points. This one went up 0.3, but don't worry about that. This is still increasing, so you're doing better. You know
and that right there, that little thing right there, that was the all the what was it called? Not
PPE
the
or
the
the
recovery. Oh yeah, all those
PPP loans.
the PPP
Pew pew
loans.
pews.
Pew 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 pew.
So
All
it's funny you say
yeah.
that. In 2020, the top 1% went from 18.6%, and then in 2021 to 20.2%, whilst everything was locked down, everything was closed, everything was disrupted.
People were losing their businesses, their jobs, their houses.
Not everybody.
No.
Some people did very, very well under that chaotic
Chin
time.
stroking about this.
But I mean, we're dirty, filthy Americans and disgusting, blue-haired, liberal, childless ladies. I don't know. Like, I I thought. Well, I always assumed that Republicans were like I have to sit at the dinner table and I bust out my bank account checkbook,
Right.
and I have my budget and I'm very fiscally responsible. How do you guys not see that you have been had? They gamed
don't.
you, dude. They gamed you. You thought you were doing
They
better.
literally
You
took
did
your
better
money.
0.1% per year. 0.1. You got robbed, homie. You got robbed.
Not only does the the average American not only like pays a higher percentage of taxes than the filthy rich, they actually paid more in dollar amounts than the filthy rich.
Whilst
Because
they own 21% of
because
all
the
the
filthy
money.
rich are wealthy enough to just sort of every little tiny expense that they've ever bought anything or gained anything, it's not the same as us regular people. We don't know how to gain the system. I actually have family members that actually know they make more money just putting their money into a bank and letting it sit.
Right.
They can't even spend the money that they make because it's too much.
By the time you figure out what to spend it on, it's replaced itself.
Exactly. By the time you're doing your mortgage or rent or whatever, and you're paying for your car and you're paying for your three different types of timeshares that you do, and you're pay for your vacation to Japan, and by the
Bora
time you got all
Bora.
that, you just there it pops right back up.
You know, we should vacation more because it's getting so annoying having that many zeros on the bank. Like it doesn't fit on my phone, and then it does
Yeah.
like dot dot dot, but then I don't know how much change is left, and that's annoying. I guess I could get a bigger phone.
There you go. Or just get the foldy out ones.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
The folder.
How about let's talk about wealth inequality. In 2020, the top 1% owned 34.9% of all of wealth,
Oh God.
and the bottom or the middle 40 had 7% less.
Wow.
So when these little town people are just know who you're backing. That's all I'm asking you. Just know who you're supporting. And don't get me wrong, the corporate Democrats are out there and they are in force. And APAC is real and the lobby money is out there. But come on, bro. They said that they was trying to do tax cuts for the middle class, and these dudes literally
Yeah.
shitted all over us. Like it's like this chart
they basically
is gross, dude.
redefined what middle class was, so nobody fit into that category. That's
mean-
what they did.
Let me zoom. Let me
Uh-oh.
enhance.
More charts. More chart.
Get this chart up here. Like, look at that, bro. Y'all can't tell me y'all want to vote for this. That is literally in your face, brother.
Yeah.
They just took your shit.
I mean, it's facts. Like, you wanted facts, you get facts. What you do with those facts
right.
is your own personal, like, I can't tell you how to interpret those facts. I'm just telling you these dim facts.
Well, I will say that the top 10% fiscal income share has gone down as of recently. In 2018, it was up to 49.1%. Is what the top 10 percent that was they had half the top 10% had half the income. It's gone down to 48. So relax, everyone. Happy days are here again.
So
we're gonna be fine.
So in what, 20, 25 years, maybe we'll get a little closer to 45%.
No, there won't be money at that point.
No. Money will be obsolete.
We won't need it.
It'll all be cryptocurrency.
A scam, right? It's just a money laundering scam. Can we all just say it out loud? It's a money laundering scam. You're just money laundering.
It has definitely been that for quite a while. You want to know how we get fentanyl from China?
Well, how would you pay
Crypto.
for that? Well, how would you? Well, no, they would have to use, like, the banking system, which is highly, regulated and has checks and balances to ensure that there's no funding of
terrorism.
Yep.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything more exciting than?
Federal judge is demanding
Absolutely.
answers from State Superintendent Ryan Walters this
boy.
week after
What happened to my
Walters
picture?
and state school board members voted to revoke a former Norman teacher's teaching certificate.
News 4's Spencer Humphrey is here with why the judge wants Walters and the board to
I'm not gonna lie, this is to trigger you.
explain why they voted to do it. Spencer.
Yeah, this all ties back to a controversial law that the state has been ordered not to enforce. That judge wants to know if Walters and the board tried to enforce that law anyway, in spite of that order.
She broke the law.
Who is this guy? Who's this guy? The Mr. Oh, I wish I could be Ken, but Ryan Gosling has like a much more structured jawline than me.
Is that the superintendent of the Oklahoma schools? Because I cannot stand this person. He is making so many poor decisions about the education in Oklahoma, and this is personal to me. I have family there, and he brought on that, and they were the anti-trans stuff.
You brought that libs of TikTok girl over there.
Yeah, and then proceeded to make the bathroom bill there, and they're bringing in PragerU, just like Florida did.
Well, yeah. They need to teach the kids.
They've got the Ten Commandments, Bible.
Yeah.
You can, they're basically it's basically Florida, but like it's the Plains version of Florida.
Yeah, it's the prairie man instead
Prairie
of Florida man.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Got the counter
They're
going.
he's just like fanboying over DeSantis.
Well, Mr. What is his name? Ryan Walters. Ryan Walters is a very interesting fellow because the request is, I'm reading here from Politico now, the request is part of the state superintendent, Ryan Walters' efforts to require Bibles in public school classrooms, which has been met with resistance by some of Oklahoma's largest school districts. I don't know why they would be like upset with it. I mean, that's what the law is. In like Louisiana, you got to have 10 Commandments up, just get with the times, people. But apparently everyone's all bent out of shape because he wants it to be the Trump Bible.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
Like, there's
retails
one
for
thing-
$60 fucking dollars.
There's one thing having a Bible in your classroom, and every classroom is different and stuff like that. But the fact that it's a Trump Bible,
A $60 Trump Bible.
It's here. Like it's just up in like, I don't care if there's a Bible in a classroom. That's not the problem.
Whatever.
The problem is that it just happens to be specifically a Trump Bible.
Clearly a candidate. Not just like Obama came out with a Bible.
Yeah. You know what would happen if Obama came out with his own Bible? The Republicans would just be at his throat. They'd be like, this is an outrage.
It's a Muslim Bible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what is happening with you right now?
I'm fixing
Why are you
stuff.
splitting? Why are you splitting? Your aura has split from your body.
You're not supposed to be able to see that. There we go. I fixed it. I was looking the wrong way, and it was bothering me. Like, I was just like doing this shit. I was just like talking to fucking air, and I was like, I gotta switch that. It's bothering me.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, he wants to, instead of like just getting a Bible, he was like, nah, bro, I'm about to be on somebody's board. I'm about to get into the cabinet. Watch me work. And he orders 55,000 $60 Bibles to be paid for out of taxpayer money, by the way.
Yeah.
He's not paying for it.
No.
Because him a broke boy. I'm broke too, but still, I'm not trying to buy Bibles.
That was State Superintendent Ryan Walters last month, talking about the vote he and state school board members took to revoke former Norman teacher Summer Boimier's teaching certificate. And
so, did you hear about that?
No, I did not hear about this.
Okay, I'll let it play.
this is an order filed by a federal judge in Denver last week, demanding Walters and board members explain exactly what law they think Boimier broke. Because if it was the law everyone's thinking of, well, there could be a problem. In 2023, Walters and the board moved to revoke Boimier's certificate, claiming she violated the state's so-called anti-CRT law, House Bill 1775, after someone filed a complaint against her for sharing a link to a public library's website in her classroom. A state fact-finding investigation later determined she did not violate any law, but the board still pushed forward with revoking her certification anyway, putting it on their meeting agendas for a vote. State Senator Mary Boren wanted to sit in on their executive session.
All right, we'll go to you before we let her talk.
Yeah. That's what's been happening. That's the scary part about teaching public school in the United States right now, especially in these really right-wing states, is that they'll find any reason to fire you.
Mm-hmm.
And they make laws specifically in order to fire you, such as the Don't Say Gay law in Florida. That was meant to fire people who were, let's say, on the more liberal side, because most public school teachers are liberals. I know this. I've been around it for a while. And being a teacher means that you need to teach for the public good. And if the public good is teaching for, LGBTQ plus, whatever the CRT, we have to teach it. It's because it's for the public good. That's a revenge. And that, by the way, that QR code, every single solitary student should go. They get a free digital library card, which means that you can go check out books.
This QR code that we'll leave up on screen for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching on your phone, then you're fucked. I don't know.
But there is a website, but it's meant for students to go on and get a free digital library card, and all those banned books that have been going around that you can't get in most places, like Oklahoma.
I got a PDF for you.
They'll and I think it's one of those rare ones where they don't limit the amount of licenses they have, so you can check
cool.
it. I think that's one of those.
Nice.
There's a few around there where it's like that, where they don't limit the licenses. It's like an open license.
That's good.
But you can get it. But yes, please go to that website, go to that QR code for all your students to get access to banned books, especially in those places where they're banning them, like.
I mean,
Flies.
if they want those kids to not read the book, banning the book really makes me want to read the book.
Well,
I mean,
that's
like,
what
it's a banned book, so now I feel cool.
Stephen King wrote that on his Twitter. It's like if they're trying to ban a book, maybe you should read that book. Like it's
like that book sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like there's there's a list of like why you want to ban this book, and the places like Florida and Oklahoma, you don't need a lot of excuses. You just need one person saying, I don't like this book. You have to write the reason why. And if they say, which is public knowledge,
Public
you can
information.
publicly access this stuff. And they'll be like, sex, violence, drug use. They're like, okay, these are teenage things that teenagers want to read about.
So you're saying that we can't read this book about the war because of violence? I'm sorry, Johnny Tremaine is staying in the school.
Yeah.
No,
but I do like that some school districts, they're getting the Bible banned because of those, like because of the sex, the violence.
Hey, I'm trying to raise kids over here, and you got this
the
highly graphic
infanticide that they always do.
Dashing the what across the rocks? Oh no, we will not be reading this book.
Right. What did they do to their father? I'm sorry.
Mom, what's a foreskin?
My
That's exactly what
right
it is.
as a state senator to observe the deliberations, to hear what were the concerns that the finder of fact did not find.
After they revoked Boismier's certificate last month, the board didn't share their official order explaining why.
But I think it's all pretty clear to everybody in Oklahoma that they are wanting to scare teachers and chill teachers into complying with House Bill 1775.
But here's the thing. A federal judge already told the state it can't enforce most of House Bill 1775 while a lawsuit challenging the law is being heard. That's why last week, the federal judge hearing that lawsuit demanded Walters and the board turn over their official order revoking Boismier's license, their meeting minutes, and any other documents related to their decision.
Now the federal court needs to know, why did you terminate her?
Okay, why is their court building look like fucking Isengard?
Yeah.
Like what the like what is this place? This is not friendly. Okay, this is not Oklahoma
Not only that,
friendly.
but you have stock. You don't have stock footage of like teachers teaching or kids reading or something like that.
Somebody
like,
beating
just,
some erasers together.
It doesn't have to be from Oklahoma. Everyone looks the same. We're all just people.
Jeez.
Did you terminate her certificate? Was it because of her lack of compliance with House Bill 1775? And did you violate the protective order in firing her?
Now, we asked Walters' spokesperson to share us a copy of the board's order revoking her certification. He didn't respond. We also reached out to Boismier's attorney, and he sent us a statement on her behalf saying, we hope this order finally forces the Oklahoma State Board of Education to provide the formal order they were required to some time ago. It is a necessary step in getting Summer's teaching certificate restored and ultimately holding the Oklahoma State Board of Education accountable to facts and law.
Yeah. Good luck with that, everybody.
Donald Trump yesterday.
Majority report kicking in there. This is buckle up. This is what y'all voted for. This is what y'all wanted. You want no teachers? You want your kids to like go to a building and just watch PragerU on a projector? Is that what you want? Because you're gonna like some of the teachers will hold on and fight you back. Some of them have already been doing this for 15 years. They done been through fights and walkouts and everything else. They ain't tired, but they're great educators.
Yeah.
Who's going to replace them?
It's the destruction of our education, our public education system. I need to continue saying it like that, because this is not for education in general. This is meant to uphold private education, which means there is going to be not just inequality of the income. It's not just an income inequality. It is an education inequality, which we do not have an equal education amendment or anything.
Yeah.
We don't have any requirements.
And that's one of the carrots that the Republicans like to use for like inner city black families, is they like to kind of try to push it like, don't you want charter schools? Don't you want a chance for your kid to go to a better school than the shitty school they're in? It's like, yeah, I want my kid to go to the nice school with the microscopes and the cellos, and I want my kid to go to that school. So yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, but what happens if your kid doesn't get it?
Yeah.
Because those schools fill up, and then what? What is your kid supposed to do now?
Well,
or what happens to all the other kids that your kid played with that they no longer go to school with now?
Charter schools in general, like if we're talking about that, it's a form of segregation. It's school segregation again, because they actually can discriminate against people, letting people in, because their funding is tied to what they get from the public school. They're taking money from public schools, putting them in charter schools, which are not accountable.
Right.
That can discriminate. They can kick you out for any reason whatsoever.
Yep.
They don't have to, and they can get private funding.
Yep.
Which is incredibly difficult in a real public education system to get private funding. They do not have to go through the same steps in order to get, say, a building built.
Right.
The charter schools are actually taking over public school facilities that they're just taking it. They're like, no, we can go in and just take over it. They can go to any religious institution. And so your kids could be at a school on any church campus because they can take that over.
That's what the Constitution says in the Trump Bible.
Yeah. Well, that's one. I mean, think about it. That's one. Like they got rid of Roe versus Wade. Yep. They're going to get rid of Brown versus the Board of Education.
Yep.
They want to be able to discriminate. They want to be able to create white, wealthy schools and leave other people in the dust.
Well,
so think about this.
The only way to really kind of get back that true 1950s American glory, well, you kind of have to work backwards, because right now the most educated group or demographic is black women. Mm-hmm. Well, then they're going to have all the damn jobs. So no. Let's take a step back, throw a pipe bomb in all the schools, so that way they're dumb. Our kids can go to a private school or a charter school. They can get the high quality education. Therefore, the dum-dums will be working at Amazon, and then my kid can trade Bitcoin throughout the day.
Well, don't worry, because Mikey, the kid, those poor kids, they're not even going to have to go to school. They can get jobs.
Oh, right. I want to empower them to work.
Yeah, well, they can get jobs, which don't pay them very well. They don't have benefits. There's no unions, because, of course, they're too young to join a union. And you know what? Then we can slowly get rid of unions that way. Unions. Who needs them?
Who needs them?
Yeah, they're not safe working environments. Child labor laws. They can work 12-hour shifts.
Which
Nobody
is crazy.
will care. They won't have to feed them. They can actually charge for food,
Right.
charge for equipment, charge for shelter. Yeah.
They do that.
Charge for transportation.
We can do what they do in China, where you just kind of go to work and then you're there for like 5 to 6 days, and then they let you go home for the weekend.
There you go.
And that way you can get a good 14-hour day in.
Yeah, there you go.
You can just take your 3-hour nap up in the dorms in your bunk bed, and then get back to work.
And make $2 a day.
Right.
Because they don't have to pay you a living wage, because minimum wage will be gone.
Like I really have to start like doing. Obama did a good job the other night in like kind of publicly shaming Americans for like the state of affairs.
Yeah.
What the fuck what are y'all after? Like, is that what y'all want? Y'all want like to just like be living in a skyscraper and then like everyone's working in factories or something? Like, is that what you're after? Because it doesn't help you.
Well, then they're shouting that they can't have the Democrats anywhere near making laws because they're going to turn this into a communist country.
Oh, shame! Damn it! Wrong page.
Pretty soon we're gonna be a communist country.
Damn it!
Oh, but it's not the liberals who are going to be turning this into a communist country. It's the conservatives who are going to be basically making income inequality so bad that they're going to have to control every aspect of work, every aspect of education, every aspect of public life. Everything that you say and you do is going to be controlled by them, and they're pretending, they're screaming that it's going to be the Democrats that are the terrible ones, but it's not. It's actually quite the opposite. But nobody will listen because it's just so much easier to just go, we're gonna own the libs.
Just gonna put that up on the screen one more time, just so you guys know.
Is that the income inequality in the United States, Mike?
I mean, facts don't care about your feelings, guys, and it looks like you got taken for a fucking ride, brother.
Look at that. Look at that big old dip too. Do you see that big dip on the poor side?
Yeah, it's almost like everybody got sick.
It's almost like, I don't know,
a pandemic.
Trump. Well, that's Trump tax cuts right there.
Yeah.
That's
this
when they started.
Here.
Yeah, that's COVID, right? That's when COVID started.
That's when they started making their money back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably them buying up the housing market.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a whole separate episode about that. I'm kind of glad that there's some sort of mention of it in the Harris Walls campaign. But Jojo, I know you still got the keys to the Corvette that we call America. I'm going to need you to go ahead and go after these investment firms that have completely tanked the housing market for probably
especially
a generation.
The foreign investor markets are bad. Like they're the ones that are absolutely destroying it. That's the first thing to go after. And then you go after the slumlords who are just really making living worse because they're trying to kick people. They're trying to get rid of people. So then they can tear it down and build beautiful.
Who's going to live there? Nobody
has money.
Stupid. You bought all of the like no one could afford the houses. So we're all renting the houses. So they're like, I'll destroy the house and build another house. Who can buy?
It's so funny because like basic economics, like understanding just basic like high school level economics. This is high school level.
Yeah.
Like
11th
I know
grade.
that in high school economics we learned that economics is the study of the flow of money, which means if you're not flowing money around in a circle, it's not an economy. Look, it doesn't work like
look, let me show you. Let me zoom in so you can really see. Let me zoom in. Because I feel like you're still trying to blame them. See how this line goes up? That means
barely.
That means that they was it separate inequality? It means that they did a really good job, and that's why they got a raise by almost 3%.
Jeez.
Like, it's just so obvious and blatant. Oh, what's the average wealth income? Oh, man, this chart is awesome. Okay, what does this say? Thousands constant. Oh my.
Nothing.
Oh, that's a sad chart.
No, can we?
All right, let me throw it up.
Take down the chart. Take down the chart.
Oh no, that's a sad chart.
Please explain to us what we are looking at.
So I didn't know that there was like little drop bars here. So I went to the US dollar, and then I went to average income or wealth. And for the top 1%, it's $1 million.
Almost 2.
Yeah, almost 2. But for us, it's 7. For the bottom 50%, it's 17. It's about 18 grand.
Oh.
Oh, come on, guys. You guys can't see this now? There's levels to this shit.
Like, this is
like
I know math is scary to some people and numbers can hurt, but this is your reality.
Like,
you got to learn how to read.
Like, they went up $300,000 in 2 years. And then the bottom was it 50 or 40? Bottom 50 went up $1,800. $1,600. Oh, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to see this. Like, that's not bias or not. Like, that's not a liberal telling. That's just counting, bruh.
It's just numbers.
Jeez.
Numbers don't have a political view. They just tell you.
They added an average of $300,000 to their wealth during a lockdown.
Yeah, they made more while you guys were losing your jobs
and lives.
Were your kids couldn't go to school. You had to move out of your offices and had to work from home and had to upgrade everything because your house was not prepared to have 5 people working on your internet at the same time. They were making money off of this.
A lot.
They were making money off of you.
Couldn't be me. I'd be pissed.
And they got their loans forgiven. Remember?
Yep.
The PPP loans?
Yep.
You got your loans forgiven, which means Marjorie Taylor Greene got her loans forgiven and then wouldn't allow students to get their student loan forgiveness. I'm just throwing that out there.
And that's one of my modern gripes for the Biden administration. Dude, I get it. You wanted to help out your pages and everybody who works in D.C. Essential workers. If you were a friggin' essential worker and you got everybody through the friggin' pandemic and you worked the whole time, that's you've done
your loans.
You've done what you needed to do.
Yeah, your loan should be forgiven.
But they got skipped because the people who are making triple the amount that they make working in D.C. got their loans forgiven. It's like, that's bullshit, bro. Because a lot of us have loans, but we also had to, work regular ass people jobs, and we couldn't just go to D.C. and fax papers for fucking $100,000.
Well, there you go. Maybe you know what? You just made poor decisions there.
I should have picked myself up by my fax straps.
You know what? You
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
To Florida.
No.
They are conducting active rescue operations right now. They have over 100 people in there that are trapped and they need to get them out. And you're talking about some people who need to use wheelchairs,
Jeez.
some people who, because they're so sick or elderly, you know, they're bedridden. Complex medical issues where they need the help of HCSO deputies to get them out of there. And how are they float in this?
So I didn't know if we would run into the Europeans. Well, the European and Wayne. But get a load of this vehicle.
And then come back onto dry land and the
Yeah.
tanks reinflate to get them
I'll
out
take
of there.
one of
So
those.
you are looking at
like a
just
submarine with
stunning,
wheels.
Impressive sight here at
Look
the
at that.
University Plaza area of Hillsborough County.
I mean, picture this. The water's coming in. You're standing on top of the TV. Well, wait, TVs are flat now. You're standing on top of the end table, and there's a wire, and you can see electricity coming. But what's that sound? Brrr. It's this monstrosity coming down the boulevard, sounding like an absolute terror. But I guess it would keep the alligators away, which I guess everyone's just kind of like, I hope the alligators got sucked up in the hurricane. Because all that water in everybody's house, I'm like, you're going to have a gator in your fucking living room. I guarantee it.
All that sewage floating around, all the gasoline.
Yep.
Oh, and then the gators.
And a lot of these people were like not in all of these, like, you know, right in the path of the storm areas. They were miles and miles away. But everything, like the storm surge just filled every creek and river and lake and retention pond. Everything is filled with water.
The surges were already happening on the east coast of Florida prior to the hurricane touching down on land. Like it was they already had it before even the hurricane touched down. Like they already knew.
What was it,
all
like,
of this stuff.
What, like 40, 50 tornadoes off of that leading edge of it, just like ripping roofs off the. But, Brenna, would you like to explain why your government decided to create that hurricane and send it to Florida?
Well, I mean, how else are we going to get... I mean, we've tried so many things. And like, we're trying to get rid of Florida.
It's got to go.
We've been, like, 2000 elections, like, we were like, all right, Florida, you have had enough. You are... It's almost like we tried to put it in jail, but we just couldn't.
Because Disney World was stuck down there, so we had to keep the door open.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and then there's like, you know, all these wonderful, like South Beach and Miami and stuff like that.
The manatees.
Like we have to keep some of it. So we're very precise on how we went after it. But
Miami.
You know what? Next time we'll get them. Next time.
I mean, if they have a bunch of these vehicles sitting around, I don't know if you're gonna get them. These are like zombie-proof trucks. These are like, I remember seeing these on the Arctic special on Top Gear when the polar bear was trying to eat them. Like, these are some intense rides.
I mean,
but
it looks like what was it, like Nick Fury was driving in the beginning. It was when he was going to get Captain America, who was buried in the ice, and you have these giant tanks that are just right across.
They had 3 of those things.
That's actually it. They like built them for the movie, and then they're like, "What are we gonna do with this?" And so they sold them to Florida.
It's like, did you know that these things were hurricane proof? He's like, I had no idea. It's like, yeah, dude, try it out, and they did, and you see the results.
Worked.
Success.
And you can tell from the people over here on the left. If we can pan over this way.
Dear Lord.
It's people who have never seen it. Coming out here,
like,
getting
Mikey,
close to the water as HCSO is conducting active operations right now. John.
Isabel, we're going to stay with you for a little bit.
But yeah, global warming's fake, apparently. None of this is real. It's not like we I think somebody did the math on it. It was like 27 nuclear bombs worth of energy is what we put into the ocean as far as like heat from CO2. Okay. So that energy just changes form, y'all. So
gotta go somewhere.
We just gotta. We just gotta cool the ocean off, y'all. So if we could just go get the ice caps and put them in the Gulf, and then they will like a ice cube in a drink. It'll cool it off.
They did that in Futurama.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't work.
Oh man.
So they moved all the robots to an island. It was you know.
The only other thing I could think of would be like, you know how and this is like a legitimate, like, I think I just saved Earth. You know how the James Webb has like that solar shield so they can stay like super cold and doesn't get all fucked up?
Yeah.
What if we put a solar shield in a geostationary orbit over the pole?
Okay.
And we just cut the amount of radiation the pole got so that it would just get colder. I think that's the only thing we can do that isn't just like spraying, pollutants into the air just like triggering a volcanic eruption to like trigger global cooling. Other than doing that, I don't know what else we can do, except for just block the sun.
Just blocking out the sun. Just put the.
Please stop.
Make people pay for it.
You're too hot,
son.
You're too hot, son. Any other news issues you can think of?
No, I mean the hurricane is a big one. Yeah. This is my question. So
yes, ma'am.
So if the Democrats were able to control the weather, wouldn't you think we would like end drought?
No.
First, like especially that much water and that much control over the hurricanes, wouldn't you think we would like
No, but wait, I thought
end drought.
I thought Joe Biden was like asleep in a chair somewhere, like with an ice cream in his lap. But now all of a sudden this motherfucker is the weather wizard. He can just fucking call down the hurricanes. He's so stupid and incompetent, but he's also a master of the elements.
Are the Democrats stupid or are they incredibly intelligent? I have no idea.
Which one are we?
Am I smarter than everybody else and I know how to create weather systems just from the use of the satellites, or am I too stupid to get out of bed?
I think it's a really major mistake and an insult to me.
Because she came out space lasers blazing as soon as she heard that there was a hurricane coming. She's like, "Oh, Joe Biden."
She was the one that said, "Hey, they can control the weather. They can control the weather."
You know who they are?
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't know.
You know who I'm talking about. You know.
You know who they. Thems.
They.
Them is.
They know.
It's always them.
I don't use pronouns like they, but except in this case when I say that they are controlling. I don't know.
Especially the super religious people. It's like, dude, you are pronoun freaks. You literally spend your entire afternoon highlighting and capitalizing he and him all day. You love it. Oh, you have songs about he and him. You love pronouns.
And even in that book, you can read it. God uses they.
Oh no.
To describe himself. They, them. Yep.
Well, and I mean, how the hell do you get a woman out of a man unless never mind. I mean, it's all. Hey,
I mean,
it's their book.
Isn't there like 3 parts of God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, which means it's not just a single pronoun, it's actually a multiple pronoun.
So you're saying God is non-binary?
Well, is the Holy Spirit's not male or female, right?
Oh, see, this is how that liberal shit corrupts your brain, Brenna. Look at what we're talking about.
You know what? This is what reading the Bible does to you.
Yeah. Don't read it.
Yeah, this is what. No, read it, but read it as it is literature, and that you are actually like you would any other book that you scrutinize, you question, you go back and see what's wrong with it.
How do you feel about Mr. Musk? Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Okay, I remember. I did have a last thing.
Okay,
I remembered. But what do you think about your boy Elon going on tour with his best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. Trumpy Pants, and them? Did you watch that rally? It was delicious.
God, no.
It was bad, so bad.
I can't even listen to Elon. I cannot listen to the sound of his voice. I really can't.
He really needs to stop fucking dosing himself with ketamine right before he goes on fucking stage, because you can hear when it kicks in.
Yeah.
And he just was let's vote. And then in his head, the fucking the little elephants from Dumbo doing that weird trippy thing, like the elephants are already
The
full.
heffalumps and woozle. Yeah.
The heffalumps.
Or the elephants on parade. Yeah. They're all trippy.
He's heffalumping it up in there, and he just cannot focus on what he's doing. I would feel bad for him, but I don't like him.
There was another Cybertruck recalled, so it's okay.
Did you see that? Did you see that ridiculous van? Oh, you haven't seen it? Hold on.
There's a fan?
Hold on. Oh, what is it? It's called the Robovan.
Oh.
I'm not even making that up.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no. This is straight out of Westworld. You've seen Westworld before. This is the exact same thing that they travel around in. Cars are useless now.
It's supposed to be like completely self-driving, holds 20 people. Like, yeah, just hey, you and all of your close friends and family get into this probably 10-ton electric batteried death trap.
Oh.
Climb on in. We're gonna go to the party.
Oh God.
But that'll be, after he gets done with the speedster, and then after he fixes that rocket, and after he does. Look.
Well, don't forget all the Cybertrucks have to be recalled first.
Again.
Because they're all going to be recalled because they're all terrible. And please,
they're not safe.
Please get rid of the Cybertrucks, because I am in a place in which Cybertrucks are rampant. Like, this is not a one Cybertruck a month place. This is like 10 Cybertrucks a day place. That's how bad it is here.
Oh, here we go.
And I cannot be, I refuse to be around them. Oh God.
Here you go. Like, who the hell wants this thing? You remember that little handheld vacuum, the Dirt Devil?
Oh yeah.
This is a dustbuster or a Dirt Devil.
Yeah.
Like,
Does it clean the streets at the same time? I mean, you might as well. If you're gonna make it look like that. Oh God, are these people? How much you pay these people to step into this thing?
I'm not getting in there.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Nah, dude. So what are you going to do when that thing goes frickin' haywire and its accelerator sticks, and there's 20 of you in there, and there isn't even a friggin' steering wheel to turn it? Like, there is no buttons.
You can't stop it.
You're just at the whim of this program.
You're at the whim of artificial intelligence.
Which is just how well they code it.
We already know artificial intelligence is not great. They do not make decisions correctly.
I have a little bird telling me in the chat here that there was a self-driving car that did a hit and run and ran from the cops for a couple of minutes. So the self-driving cars are going well. The fucking evading felonies. It's like, I can't go back to
You
the
know
job.
what? You're just like us.
It's too realistic. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Is there different settings?
It's too real. It's too real.
It's not.
It's not funny if it's true.
It's not funny. You can do different settings. You can do like rich white guy setting. You can
Ooh,
do hot woman setting,
there
and
you
you can
go.
do black teenager setting.
I would like to select old grandpa setting.
There you go. Just and it just like creeps along.
Hell, dude, I am a very
And then
annoyingly
it
slow
has
driver.
see it has and then it has to swerve every once in a while, so then the cops will try to pull you over, but you really can't. Like you just don't know where to go. Like that's the way to do it. Like that's a setting that's a good setting right there.
Every time I get pulled over in that thing, I would just like for the car to start telling a story about the last time that they were in that location, because I feel like that's what old guys do, and it gets them out of many things because no one wants to listen to that shit.
But it has to talk to the cop that way. Like it's like, look, the last time I was here, it was
last time it was different. The
it was
whole configuration,
1973.
the whole configuration was separate. This lane was a turn left and straight. Now it's just left, which is different. That's why I drove through the yard.
You wouldn't have to do anything. It would be great. It would be great.
I have a new person that I don't like. Well, I already didn't like her. I'm gonna be honest. I already didn't like her, but I have a good reason now. I don't like Jill Stein.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming around to the truth.
Like, I was leaving her alone. You know what I mean? Because I think we do need more than two fucking parties in this country. I think it's bullshit that there's just like this duopoly on the entire American process. Like, I don't like it. So
the problem is third party candidates are crazy people. Like they're not on any normal level. If we had third party on a level, it would be different. It would be a different situation.
But Bernie would have been a good third party guy. Like he's an independent, but he just ran with the Democrats because you don't run third party.
That's how he gets shit done. That's because he couldn't get anything done without their support. And if you start running against them, he's not going to get. I mean, he didn't get much done anyway, but he would be able to get more. He'll be able to get more done.
Or anything done.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads to my larger complaint about not so much the Green Party, but just like in particular Jill Stein, because the common insult going around, or the common diss, is that she only shows up every 4 years, and when she shows up, she only runs for president. She doesn't run for Congress. She doesn't run to help other people get into office or something like that, like on smaller tickets and corner some small markets, or get like a pocket of like New Hampshire green voter. Nothing like that. No party building, no nothing. She just shows up every 4 years and bashes the Democrat and says Trump's not that bad.
Right.
Like that. You're an enemy at that point.
Yeah.
Not enemy as in like the violent bullshit that Republicans like to do, but it's just like you're not helping at all.
The spoiler candidate trying to get in and take away Democratic votes so that somebody like Trump or his supporters will get into those positions of power so that she can go in and do whatever she wants. And whoever's paying for her can get things done, like Putin.
Putin, you say?
Putin.
Shout out to Mehdi Hassan. We haven't really been talking for a while. Mehdi Hassan, the GOAT.
He's very
fired by everybody. Starts his own media company called Zateo. If you guys aren't following them and subscribed, do it. Do it. Great coverage, great guests, and he takes Jill and Butch, and they are getting a proper spanking here. Now, keep in mind, for people who are international, these people are running for the presidential and vice presidential ticket, like in November. Like they are actively on the ticket in several states right now.
People will vote for them.
This is why this is not a friendly.
People have been giving them money.
That's why this isn't a friendly softball interview. Like he's asking them questions as if they are candidates, not as if they are third-party fringe hucksters who are just trying to get out here and get some money.
dodgy New York property developer had no business being anywhere near the Oval Office. And he proved it in office. He was completely incompetent, reckless, put aside the ideology.
Yes. Oh, yes.
He wasn't just not qualified, he had no history of public service. You, Jill Stein, have only served in one elected role, I believe, on Lexington Town Council, which you won with 539 votes. Butch Ware, I think you mentioned already, you've not run for office before, you've not held any office before. So what makes the two of you qualified to run the world's most powerful country, the world's biggest economy, most advanced military?
A fair question.
Yeah.
Because they did not get to the debate stage, he brought them onto his platform and gave them debate questions. I mean,
that's a legitimate question.
And I'm sure they're going to nail this with flying colors. And
No. This is... Mwah.
I got that one too.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, so let me just jump in. So I served for 5 years on Lexington Town Meeting, but beyond that, I served in leadership positions enacting campaign finance reform and public financing in the state of Massachusetts, where we passed that as a referendum, had to build a strong coalition, had to, do all the public policy things.
Butch, what are you writing now?
That. I helped lead the effort to clean up our coal plants and to push for renewable energy in Massachusetts.
Financial reform.
Which are great efforts, but not qualifications to be commander-in-chief of the world's most powerful country.
There you go.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, because what's really important to have is not to have experience being bought off, and that alone, I think, puts our campaign head and shoulders.
So that's the shit I don't like.
Yeah.
That's the shit I don't like. Who says you need to know what you're doing to be elected? Am I right? No, asshole. You need to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
This is our lives here.
Yeah.
This isn't your little experiment where you get to do like a little cleanup project in a mine. Yeah, the mine's dirty. Duh.
Yeah.
There's coal in it.
Yeah.
It's a coal mine.
Pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious what means that. Yeah.
But if you literally don't have the foggiest, I don't know, man. I think you're just literally out here just trying to fuck with us. I don't think you're actually serious. Like at first I took her as like a serious third party candidate. I don't know anymore. I think this might be a grift.
I believe that from the very first moment she walked out.
I'm
like 10 years ago or whatever it was that she came out, and basically it was that. It was exactly that.
Doctor,
indeed. She's not serious. I mean, she doesn't care. And I think you can see like people who care about, the American people in our case. You can see if they care, and that lady does not care.
How dare you?
Shoulders above our competitors.
No,
We
I
are
dare.
not bought off.
Okay, go.
Might I be tagged in?
Please.
I'm looking forward to the day that they allow Dr. Jill Stein on stage with the other two candidates, and let's just flip the question with respect to qualifications. And Dr. Jill Stein can look towards Team Red and say,
like she would get destroyed.
She would be the shuttlecock in the badminton match.
Like it's not even like it's actually cruel to her. Like it's better for her to do this shit because at least she's not going to like leave with a bloody nose. Like her brain's gonna explode if she's even in a room being asked these questions. I mean,
Trump would eat her ass up. He would just just to demolish her.
It was like it's just not even funny. Like it's scary that she would get creamed.
And Mamala puts on the Mamala vibe, and that way, and the prosecutor vibe, so she don't have to worry about Trump. Jill Stein, I don't know what you're gonna do with a bully.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get bullied. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think the bully's gonna win.
Yeah. I think it would be cruel. It would be a cruel and unusual punishment.
All right, Butch, what do you got to tag in here and say?
Led by domestic terrorists who attempted to overthrow the United States government on January 6th. So who has the qualifications? The other one, Team Blue, is being led by a woman who has participated.
And I think that's like the Green Party thing, is to just kind of keep coming up with this Team Red, Team Blue thing.
To distinguish yourself from the others.
I get it. Like I get you trying to like do the both sides towards the middle thing. And maybe their plan is like, if I get 10% of Republicans and I get 20% of Democrats, then that puts me at 30% and maybe I can win. It's never going to happen.
No.
Ever. And even if you did win, I don't know that would be a good idea.
Right.
Actively in what the International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice have defined as what? An illegal apartheid state?
Yeah.
Committing an illegal genocide. Hold on.
I'm not disputing.
No, 1 second. Because I'm going to come back to qualifications.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
It's not about policy. It's actually about qualifications.
It's about building.
Exactly.
It's about building coalitions that can work together and accomplish things.
An apartheid state, an illegal genocide, and an illegal occupation. So all of these things are to say is that there are moral and ethical qualifications for holding office as well. And as for me, as a 30-year-old assistant professor, I was managing $1.5 million in grants.
Stop touching your mic.
Operating international programs. There's no question that with an actual medical doctor and a PhD, that we have been at the top of our respective fields, that we are going to be the most qualified White House actually to serve in any recent.
So again, you can't just say shit.
Yeah.
Because I've had a career doing something, that means it's experience at something.
Yeah.
You don't know DC, dude.
I have a master's degree. Can I just
You're the president.
Go? Like,
you're on the ticket.
Like, it doesn't make, like, I'm not qualified because I've never dealt with legislation. I've never dealt with the legal system. I've never dealt with catastrophes. Like, those are the stuff that you need to deal with. You can't just pretend that, like, the reason why I'm qualified is because this guy isn't, not a way to do it.
But that's their platform is I'm not them.
Yeah.
That's weak.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
No one cares that you're not them. What the fuck do you want to do?
You don't think you need to be a
I'm
senator
glad you're
or
not
governor
them because that would be really weird to have copies of other people.
Don't be copies.
Look, cloning, I'm not quite sure we're at this level quite yet.
Give me some time.
We're working on it.
We're in the early drafts.
Maybe throw some money at Jill Stein and she'll figure it out.
No, yeah, I'm sure that'll help us.
She's a doctor.
Oh, a medical doctor, you say?
You got a medical doctor.
There's only one doctor in the whole. There's only one doctor on the whole earth.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Jill Stein.
Jill Stein.
We
would all be dead.
In the military, a government of 3 million people deal with world leaders. You make it sound very simple. On that basis, couldn't anyone walking down the street in DC run for president? On the description that Butch just gave.
They could not. I mean, it's not a simple matter to run for president.
I'm glad we agree on that. Now we're in agreement.
We agree on that.
Okay.
And we are the only people-powered political party that actually has nationwide ballot access.
Okay.
And we have maintained that, actually, for decades.
Yeah. You have ballot access because the Republicans prop you up because you drain fucking... Like, they're literally getting fucking cash donations from Republicans because they are beneficial to the Republicans because they sap votes off the Democrats.
Yes.
She has to know that. You're a doctor and you can't figure out that they're playing you and you're just a spoiler?
No, she definitely knows. She just wants the money. She wants the money. That's it.
A couple more minutes and then I think this is the end of this section.
So, on so many fronts, we are qualified and we are uniquely qualified. Okay. So, absolutely. And further, we have supporters who have had that experience. Absolutely. So, Jeffrey Sachs, for example, would be our Secretary of State, is a very strong supporter for the campaign. Okay. Michael Hudson, who has advised many governments around the world.
Although I do remember Trump saying, I'll surround myself with great people too.
Leadership is the capacity to delegate responsibility, right? Okay. And to listen and to take counsel. And Jill is the leader.
Let's talk about policies.
Yeah.
How? Like, you don't have track record.
At all.
Of delegating
anything.
Responsibility.
At the college.
He's literally asking you, like, how will you delegate this stuff?
I'll delegate.
He'll just do it.
It's a leadership trait.
Yeah. You know what? I'll surround myself with the right people. Very smart people.
Hey, I'll ask somebody smarter than me. Then why aren't they fucking running for president, dumbass?
Right.
That's the wrong answer.
If your Secretary of State is more qualified than you,
well, then maybe
they should be running.
They don't even get that it's the wrong
Since
answer.
you mentioned policy there, you mentioned the International Criminal Court. You say you're running to stop
here we go.
the
tricks here being played by Democrats.
and I'm not here to defend anyone.
There we go.
Then vote green. You're endorsing the acceptable.
Right-wing thugs do is their business. It has no
Oh, there we go.
purchase
Oh,
over
oh,
our
stop.
game
One more
plan
time, one more time.
Operating according to the same logic. We believe that we will draw many of those Bernie Trump voters. We believe that with an actual
Oh yeah, this was a question about being a spoiler candidate.
working class agenda that meets the needs of the American people, we will bring new voters into the process. We believe that by using data analysis carefully and reaching out to this young generation that is on fire about Gaza, that we will enroll a lot of new voters in the 18 to 29 demographic. What those right-wing thugs do is their business. It has no purchase over our game plan.
Stop putting in petitions.
Talking about them petitioning for her, getting her on the ballot, making sure that she has the funding and all of her paperwork is in time. This is the Republicans helping her campaign. That can't even fucking get its shit together.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Absolutely. We don't need y'all's help. We
By the
don't
way,
want
you
y'all's
mentioned
help.
Bernie. Bernie, of course, is also worried that you are going to cost the Democrats or help Trump win.
If
Forget
Bernie
the
had
Democrats.
run as a green, he'd probably be president.
So let me ask you this. It's not just Democrats saying that you're helping the Republicans.
Dude, her face right there is classic.
Green, he'd probably be
I mean,
president.
she just got told that Bernie is a better candidate than she is
She's lucky they
by
didn't
her
get Bernie.
running mate.
Oh.
Like, how do you like?
She ran in that election.
Yeah. The soundboard. It's worth everything.
Madam President, she will be Madam President is all I can say, because this is not a fair election at this point. This should be a layup, but we're gonna show up in numbers and make sure that it's not a layup, because
yes,
I would actually prefer it if Harris could win without needing Georgia, because Georgia's on some bullshit. It's gonna be, dude. How many weeks do you think it's gonna fucking take for them to fucking hand count that shit?
Oh, I mean, we're looking at definitely 2 weeks minimum, possibly an entire month of waiting for all the results to come in.
So hopefully we don't need Georgia.
Okay, let's do a quick thing on voting. California, you have got your ballots. Because we get the mail-in ballots. Fill them out. Take them either to a ballot drop box. You do not need any postage. Even if you put them in the mail, you don't need postage. If you want to help out with the postage, put a little stamp there in the corner. If you're mailing it through the mail, you can drop it off at ballot drop-off boxes. You can put them in the mail. You can take them to any voting center. Check with your local registrar. Orange County, we will have, usually at places like Town Hall, senior centers have them, community centers will have them as well. Sometimes they're in front of, literally in front of like schools and stuff, libraries, things like that. So check to see where your ballot drop-off boxes are or your voting centers are. Up until about 3 days before, 2 days before the election day. Other than that, if you can take them directly to a voting center on election day. But please get those in as soon as possible.
There you go. ocvote.org if you're in Orange County. ocvote.org.
But all of California, we do mail-in ballots. Make sure for those of you who are overseas that you get yours in now. And then what about Illinois? What is your voting like?
for Illinois. Your deadlines are in-person early voting has already started, and you can go up until the day before the election. In person, of course, you can do on election day. Online by October 20th. Maybe I'll try that. And then you can do it by mail. Mail-in ballots should be hitting your house by the 31st. So trick or treat to vote for
there you
me.
go. And get those in, get those in, get those in. Make sure if you are in one of these right-wing run states, your voting plan. That is not a joke.
They're going to try some shenanigans, so.
There is going to be issues, especially in places like Texas, in Oklahoma, Georgia, as Mikey just mentioned.
Pennsylvania.
Places, Pennsylvania, of course, these swing states, these key swing states, Nevada,
Michigan.
They are going to be attacking your voting process. So be ready.
Last thing.
Take
last
a friend.
Thing. When people hear, like, oh, you should have to show ID to vote, you're missing the point. People have already shown their IDs to register to vote. Most people have a voter card, and they take their voter card there. But now they're saying there's no way you could have that voter card, which is literally like the most innocuous piece of paper that no one would ever find or ever use or do it. Like it, no one even. I don't even keep mine in my wallet. I just keep it in like a lockbox in the house. They're saying, and with certain administrations take on immigration, we had a lot of people. This is Republicans, by the way. A lot of people coming in from Europe getting CDLs and killing people because they actually didn't know how to drive truck. And they were doing some under the table shit here in Illinois. Our governor went to jail for this. So they have even higher standards for getting a driver's license now. So when someone says, hey, why don't you guys just bring your driver's license? If I live in Baltimore and I take the bus everywhere, why the fuck do I need a driver's license? I don't even have a car. Well, then you have some sort of a passport. If I don't have a fucking car, what makes you think I'm going on vacation outside of the country? So a lot of people just live their lives without an ID. They don't need it. It's not required for their day-to-day living. And so to add it to a requirement for registering to vote this close to the election, when sometimes, even if, like, let's say, okay, you know, I lost my wallet and I need to get a new one, and now they have the real ID so you can get on flights and stuff like that. So you need a birth certificate. Okay, just order a replacement birth certificate. You have to call the state and the county in which you were born in, if you're an American citizen, and they have to mail you one. And then you can take that to the DMV. So so that process is not instant. It could take weeks to get a fresh valid ID just because the process takes a little while. That's why they threw that on there. So it has nothing to do with illegal people or people voting twice and all that stuff. We have ways of checking that on the back end. So that's why that's why voter fraud is not a big deal, because everybody's name or social security number or whatever is tabulated to a vote. You know pretty quick if somebody voted twice. That's why we have machines, Dominion, to take care of these things so that we can automatically tell if people are cheating and what to do with those people.
Yeah.
Do not fall
which
for
by the
hype.
way, Republicans are more likely to vote illegally like that, where they might go send in a ballot and then forget that they sent in a ballot and then go up and try to
vote in person.
vote in person,
or vote for their deceased husband or wife or something like that. Dad.
That stuff is so rare. It's not like
it's like 40 and like since the Republic began.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
They catch that stuff before it goes through. We have machines now,
and it's not.
We have computers.
And when people are really arguing about like the voter ID and like the fraud and this, that, and that, look at the fucking popular fucking vote. Yeah. Just look at the majority of people have already spoken in one way. It's the niggling around the edge and these technicalities and these bullshit electoral college counties and all that. Like, that's the little sneaky shit that they're trying to get in.
And think about this. Think about this, Mikey. if the Democrats were getting undocumented immigrants to come in to vote for Democrats, don't you think the Democrats would actually be more in power than they currently are?
Wouldn't they bust them to Republican areas and have them vote over there?
Exactly.
Why would they keep them in California?
Wouldn't Texas be run by Beto O'Rourke right now?
That's what I'm like. It doesn't like the plan. Like if that was the Democrats' plan, they're not even doing it.
They're not even doing it. They're not even doing it right. Like
it's like all these illegals in Chicago. That's why it's always blue. No, bitch, it's been blue for 100 years.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And we have Republican governors all the time, but our Republicans are not MAGA. They're just grumpy ass old dudes who sometimes
you got the classic.
Yeah, we got OG Republicans over here.
We've got the classic ones that are like, you know what? I don't care what you do with anything. Just don't tax me as much as you do.
Yeah,
like,
just shut up and don't come to Springfield, okay? Just
exactly.
leave me alone. Don't make me work, and I won't bother you. Please.
Don't talk to me, and I won't talk to you. That's
Yes.
basically what it is. Yes, and there's
get registered, y'all.
Yeah, and if there's something on the ballot that says like, you know, undocumented immigrants or illegal immigrants, whatever they stupidly call people,
humans,
to stop them from voting, it's already you can't in federal. It's already a law.
It's not going to count.
Yeah, it's already a law. They're trying to trick you.
Yeah.
They want Republicans to come vote in these mostly Democratic states so that they can cheat. So, okay. Anyway.
And Democrats don't have to cheat because we already get more votes than you.
Yeah.
We don't have to fucking cheat. We're winning,
by quite a bit.
You lost by like 2 million votes. He's like, I almost had him.
Isn't there a 5 million vote separation between Trump and Biden, and he's
I got
like,
the most votes of any sitting president. It's like, yeah, that would have been good if Biden didn't get 5 more.
You go like this. That would be true if it wasn't fake.
And it's like when someone does their personal best and then they walk around acting like it was the world record.
Right.
No, bitch, you still lost. That guy just did way more than you right next to you. Do you even see him?
Yeah.
You guys going at the same time.
You did good for yourself.
Yeah, very good.
You did it. You beat your own record, but you're still last.
You still lost. You're still a loser,
You're
Donnie
still
boy.
a loser. All right.
All right, we're going to get out of here.
Yep.
Thank you guys for hanging out with installment number 1, the Handmaiden's Tale Voyage. I don't know.
You wrote it.
Oh, Handmaiden's Voyage. That's what I said.
Not just Maiden Voyage, but the Handmaiden. Okay.
The Handmaiden's Voyage, because
you stuck them together.
And I think we're filthy Americans, so here's our catchphrase. Hot take to take us out. I already have mine.
Oh.
I'll do mine first.
F and A.
Well, that's not a hot take. My hot take is thanks, Mike Pence. I've been reading what Jack Smith put in that affidavit. Thanks. Dude, it was like weeks of Trump and everyone else in the White House trying to get him to flip.
I'm this close to reading Melania's book that she just released. I'm so close to it because I'm like, that, thanks Melania. Melania is going to bring this man down.
She should. She should just divorce him.
She could.
She should just divorce him. He loses fucking shit. He'd blow it.
An instant.
Oh, he should divorce her, and then Laura Loomer would go up there, and that would piss off all the evangelicals that he moved away from his wife, the mother of his kid. Melania, come on, dude.
She could win so quickly. How much do we have to pay her? Like, can we just get her?
We just have to tell her what the idea is. She's like, I'll do it for free. I was already planning on doing that, but then I would save America.
Exactly.
Melania,
So
I would make you my famous scrambled eggs if you
Ooh, there we go.
If you divorce Trump, there is something in it for you. I will make Brenner. One night. You call it. I will fly out and make Brenner. Making breakfast sandwiches tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh man, biscuits, sausage, eggs.
Do you put them in the freezer for later? Do you wrap them up and? Because that's what I've been doing. Is that I make them ahead of time, and then when I have a chance for breakfast, I just pop them in the microwave for a little bit. I made burritos now.
I don't put them in the freezer because they don't last that long.
They don't last. They're just too good.
They're gone by morning. Like it's just we ate it for the night and then.
Then the next morning.
Then I open up the container after sunrise and I'm like, someone has come in here and eaten everything. Someone's been smoking weed, playing Street Fighter, and eating breakfast sandwiches all night.
Who's been eating my food?
Open and shut case, Johnson.
And putting the dishes in the dishwasher.
Yeah, whoever ate all those breakfast sandwiches left the plates and crumbs all over my office.
And a trail just up to my chair.
It's all over my shirt, the crumbs, that guy.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Who did this?
I'm offended.
Damn it, those were for me.
And on that offense, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Love you all.
Thanks,
except
Mike
you.
Pence. Yeah, except you.
No, you.
You know who you are.
No, the other guy. Right, yes, you.
You.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We're both dancing.